Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie Nigro. I'm bringing the attitude today so that you catch on and catch it and get yours up. I always say new day, new page, right? And if something's going on or going wrong, give yourself 24 hours. I got the 24-hour rule where I say, don't overreact. Think about it. Hopefully after 24 hours, you settle your emotions. You can think clear. It kind of works for life, business, and love. But sometimes this 24-hour thing doesn't actually cut it when it comes to feuding couples. They just keep it going, man. And it's just like on and on and on and same old issues. And, it gets wearing and you don't know how to get out of it. So nothing like a feuding couple on Valentine's Day. It does not have to be a bust, though, if you pay attention to what my guest, Hirschel, is about to share with you. He's got like this special sauce of what's called NLP and subconscious realignment. And it works wonders with feuding couples and reignites the spark that can't wait for years or months of traditional talk therapy. So invited him on today. How you doing, Gene? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good to have you again, my friend.
Yeah, it's nice to hear your voice again.
Thank you. Gene's company, if you've never heard of him, and I've posted this on the Debbie Nigro Show Facebook page and beyond, you can share it out, and you probably should share it with those privately who might need his help. He's the creator of what's called Vital Life Transformation. It's in the New York City area and seasonally up at Killington, Vermont. And it's a method that he's going to explain right now that is not like going to therapy, because who wants to sit in therapy over weeks, months, years? What is the unique thing that you figured out here, Gene?
Well, what I do is I kind of think of it as a GPS. GPS doesn't care where you're coming from. It doesn't care where you are necessarily. It knows where you are. It wants to know where you're going. So when I work with a couple, I want to say, where do we want to go? And we align everything we do with getting there as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Okay, it sounds a little simple, but let's dig in a little deeper. I think one of the hardest things that happens to couples who are feuding and are together a long time is the belief that they'll never be able to rekindle the flame. Do you? How many times have you seen this come up in conversation with you?
Many, many times. People are stuck on what they believe is the future. And that's kind of like walking down the street and turning your head backwards and expecting to get to where you're going. You have to focus on where you want to be. When a couple starts to reconnect and say, okay, we want to be together, because I don't say you have to be together. Do you want to be together? If the answer is yes, then we say, okay, let's find a way to be together and be happy and really feel connected. A lot of couples want to be right, and they focus, hey, I'm right, this happened, that happened, who's right, who's wrong. I don't care who's right and who's wrong. That's not going to get them the feeling they want. You want to be with your partner, and you want a good feeling. What do you have to do today to get that? And the other issue is, well, that person has to do this, and that person has to do that. No one's perfect. You can't change anyone but yourself. So what can you change in your heart and what you're focused on today to make yourself feel better and to be a better partner? That's all you can change.
Okay, now, anytime somebody's trying to fix something that's broken, it requires work. And often people just don't want to add extra work to their life because they work all day long. They don't want to have to work on it. And it's easier to have an affair and pretend it's like a pretend start over with somebody else without all the baggage. Is that something that comes up and has come up in your world of this discussion?
Well, a lot of couples come to me to heal something like that. Now, obviously, sometimes a partner will decide, well, they cheated and it's over, and they don't come to me. They come to me to heal getting over someone else possibly, but they don't come to me as a couple. When they come to me as a couple, they want to heal that event.
Okay,
So
healing is a nice thing.
on.
Now, people are probably like, what is so unique about Gene that's not going to take me, weeks, months, years in therapy? And I will describe what I think it is, and you have to, of course, help me out here. It's sort of your personal way of using hypnosis and your proprietary Vital Trance method therapeutically. And I know you do this for families and couples and individuals who need to make changes in life that can't wait for months or years of traditional talk therapy. So is it hypnosis?
It's basically a form of hypnosis. We use hypnosis as a tool sometimes, but it's realigning the subconscious mind. That's where your behavior lives. There's people all the time say, I want to stop smoking while they're holding a cigarette and smoking. That's not, you can't consciously change that. That behavior is in the subconscious, and that's where I do my work, in the subconscious mind.
Okay, I want to stop you there because
Sure.
This subconscious mind is like a secondary, stronger mind that controls what we think is our choices. And it takes a lot of work. You got to get down in there. You got to go down. Is the average person able to do that?
It's not as hard as it thinks. Think of it this way. Picture the future, and if you picture the future and you turn up the brightness, do you feel better, the same, or worse?
Happier.
Happier, exactly. How many seconds did that take?
2.
Right. So we represent things in our mind with colors and lights and shapes and a lot of other aspects. When you change how it's represented and how your partner and you are getting along, you change how it's represented in your subconscious mind, you feel immediately different about it. And that's why it doesn't take a long, long time.
Oh, wow. You know, I was thinking while you're speaking about the time I was hypnotized. See, I would always say, oh, I can never be hypnotized. I remember going to a session at a hotel. It was a stop smoking hypnotist, hypnotizing session, and there were a lot of people there. And I was like, I got to get out of here. My mind's too strong. I'll never be able to be hypnotized. But there was a guy, and I'm remembering it now. It's 1,000 years ago, who was at college, who made me, he said, what do you want to do? I'll hypnotize you. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. And I wanted to lose weight. And he said, okay, lay down, whatever he did. He said, imagine yourself how you want to look. To this second, I can remember exactly what I was picturing in my head. It was me in a blue bikini, walking down the beach, holding the blue cube. I don't know, whatever the imagery he used. I remember it to this second. Doesn't mean doesn't mean I'm any thinner. I'm chubby. So I'm not listening to my subconscious. What is that about?
Well, he didn't realign what you want to do with your actions. For example, if you want to lose weight and you look at your plate, you think of your plate instead of, oh, look at all that yummy food, I want to put that inside me. You look at your plate and say, what amount of food is going to make me feel just right? And that's the amount you eat. And there might be food left over. Now, in the past, you might have had bad feelings about leaving food behind. But if you put it in your body where it doesn't belong, how is that going to make you feel? So when you look at the plate and say, what amount of food is going to make me feel just right, then you know how much to eat, and then you feel much better.
I am really mad at that hypnotist because he got this wandering girl in a blue bikini with a cube just going. She's wandering. Gosh knows where she could be today. I want to know if somebody is listening. And be very serious about this, because if we can save one couple, I think we've done our job together here. If there's a feuding couple listening to this show or reading about this on social media, stuck in the same old, who thinks they cannot rekindle the flame and have true intimacy again, and you're willing to show them they can, how long will it take if they come and see you?
That really depends on the couple. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I can guarantee that the first time they come to see me, they will feel better about each other. Everything might not be fixed, and they probably have to come back a few more times to make it a long-term benefit. But the first time they come to see me, they will start to feel better towards each other.
Oh, well, that's really
And
great.
Here's something that every couple can do. Find a picture of when you first met your partner. Find a picture of them smiling and happy back when everything was going great, and put it up at work and look at the picture and imagine when I go home today, that's the energy I'm going back. The face might not be the same, the body might not be the same, but that's the energy, that's the person inside that I'm going back to. And if both couples do that, just that one action, there'll be a huge difference in their relationship.
What a lovely tip on Valentine's Day. I really get the picture of when you were fabulous and loved each other, and feel the energy, because energy never dies.
Exactly.
Wow, this is very helpful. We got a nice little one piece of solid information today. Now, Gene, I know you offer these personal life coaching programs, and you use the same techniques, hypnosis and the vital trance method, in a therapeutic way for families, couples, and individuals who need to make changes. What are the other things people come to you for to change?
Well, some people want to improve their sports performance. You know, people come to me for golf and this time of year skiing and other things. People want to be better at public speaking. You know, they might have some fears or phobias. A person came to me recently because they're afraid of snakes, and that was gone. Somebody came to me because they're afraid of needles. That's gone. So there are little behavior issues that people have in their everyday life that create barriers to joy and to having fun and to connecting with the life that we're in. And that's where I help. I fine-tune those things, and for big problems, we get in there and we fix them.
Wow, this is like powerful stuff. You go between New York City and Vermont?
Yeah, I might be up there for a week or for a weekend, so, you know, I see people up there. But for the most part, I'm in the Manhattan and northern New Jersey area.
What do you refer to yourself as? I mean, when people say, oh, you have to meet this, not psychologist, psychiatrist, this hypnotist.
Behavior coach is the easiest way to put it because I focus on behavior.
You know,
I don't do traditional therapy, so I don't call myself a therapist. I get people to behave in ways that are more in line with the life they want to live. And that's what I focus on.
This is a timely conversation, not only for Valentine's Day and for love and for life, but I've been thinking, because I interview so many people. There's a statistic that stuck in my head, and it was from a gentleman who was a doctor. We were trying to solve an addiction. We were talking about addiction, and we were talking about 85% of families are dysfunctional. That's his number. And so I realized, and I was talking with someone yesterday, that dysfunctional is normal. You agree or disagree?
I would say that nobody is at 100% capacity.
Okay.
I would say that we're all dealing with issues and with things that we'd like to improve.
Right.
So,
and
yes, dysfunctional is normal.
Okay, good. Because I'm dysfunctional, we all have one thing that as time goes on becomes louder and louder that we can't seem to fix about ourselves. Is this where you come in?
Yes, and can I make a little suggestion?
Sure.
All self-talk is self-suggestion. When you tell yourself, oh, I can't do this, or this happens over and over again, or it's getting louder and louder, your brain is listening, and it will behave that way tomorrow. So when you tell yourself, I haven't found a way to feel better about this yet, doesn't that feel better? Just putting the yet at the end.
Yes.
I haven't figured this out yet. I haven't solved this problem yet. That gives your brain something to do in the background, kind of like when you're trying to recall the name of a singer or a song or a movie, and 3 days later in the shower it pops into your mind. When you give your brain something to do, it works on your behavior. It works on how you see the world. So it's capable of doing that. Why not give it that assignment? Put the yet in there, and you'll feel better about so many things. Just based on the way you express them is how you feel about them later on and tomorrow.
It's a tricky little sucker, the brain, isn't it?
It's a wonderful tool.
But the way I'm interpreting this conversation is that we have like a conscious brain and a subconscious, like upstairs and downstairs. And you got to get downstairs to work with upstairs. That's a problem.
Exactly.
Summing it up, this is Gene Hirschel. I'm glad he joined us today. I hope some feuding couple stuck on the same old will look into rekindling the flame, maybe give Gene a buzz and open up your intimacy again. And he said, go back and find the picture of you two when you really were crazy about each other. Put it where you are every day. Stare at it. Remember the energy and bring that energy home as a first little tip for today. Good job, Gene Hirschel. Where can everybody find you? vtrance.com?
vtrance.com, and that's the best way. Just get there. My number's there. Everything's there.
Okay, awesome to have you today. Thank you so much for sharing all this.
Okay, thank you, Debbie.
Be well, Gene.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wonderful insight.